Hi, I'm Vanessa Lynch. I'm the Regional Director for DNA for Africa, and I'm really excited today to be talking to Jennifer Degner, who is literally an angel on earth. And we have collaborated on this incredible project, which we call the Global SAC Donation Project, the Global Sexual Assault Kit Donation Project. And I first met Jennifer during COVID in an online meeting. And I think I'd like her to tell the story as to how this incredible project, which spans across 3 continents, has come together and what we've achieved so far. Jennifer, it's amazing to have you here. And I'm going to be seeing you actually at ISHI in a couple of weeks, which we are so excited about.
Yes.
But please, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you initiated this quite extraordinary project.
Yes, thank you so much, Vanessa. I'm so excited to finally see you, which is, been a long time coming, and I appreciate you for including me, and I'm glad we're having this conversation. I'm a sexual assault nurse examiner here in the United States, have been on and off for about a decade, and you and I met in just the simplest, craziest of ways, and social media. We followed each other. I was watching what you were doing from here in the United States and just so, excited and proud and eager to do whatever I could do to help, which I didn't think was anything. And then you and I just happened to connect via Zoom. And in our just normal conversation, you and I were talking about what some needs were that you had. And I just threw out an idea, a very simple idea. Really, it was kind of me talking out loud, I think, and not knowing where it was going to go and actually being pretty sure that it probably was going to go nowhere. And that was the idea that we had here in the United States a surplus of supplies, basic supplies in order to collect DNA evidence, meaning swabs and drying boxes and envelopes, that sort of thing. And I just wondered aloud if my hospital would allow me to send them to you. Very naive, honestly. I'm pretty sure that it wasn't going to go anywhere, but I'm always a big believer and it never hurts to ask. And so things just proceeded from there. And that was about a year ago. And here we are now with a beautiful pilot project underway. So
Amazing. So, I mean, we always know that, we've heard from the shores of Africa, and I'm based in South Africa, you're based in Texas, but everything in Texas is bigger and better. And I remember you saying, well, we've got the Texas 100 kit. And in Africa,
yes.
we have so many regions are under-resourced, and the cost of a sexual assault kit, with even a few items, let alone 100, is often the barrier to collecting sexual assault samples in an offence. And this is really why this project is so vital and also so novel, is that just with a few simple items, which we are able to donate to these particular regions, we have the possibility and the potential for nurses to collect evidence, whereas previously they didn't have any form of sexual assault kit to do this. So why don't you tell us which items out of the Texas 100, because we spoke about this a lot, that you felt in the African context, which we really appreciate that you understand, would be beneficial, and why, whether they are multi-purpose and how you overcome contamination and various aspects.
Yes. Well, so you and I communicating about the project and about the idea, as well as the other stakeholders that are involved in this, was so vital, because my first impulse, remember, was to want to just send you everything that we had. And so I've tried to just sit back and let you guys educate me and learn about what resources work there, what resources would not work there. And so we just kept it very simple. And we are sending sealed, sterile swab packets that were unused. We're sending drying boxes that those swabs would then go in to dry and be protected. And then the envelope with a seal to forensically seal it. And it's as simple as that. It's those 4 items, and we've kind of cut out everything else. knowing it's a pilot project, and we'll see how that works, and we'll see if it doesn't, and knowing that we may need to tweak that. But on our end, because when we open the kit and everything is sterile, we're not handling it barehanded. We have gloves on. And so now the whole team, as we collect this, everybody's very conscious of the fact that these supplies are not just precious for the patients that we're getting ready to take care of, but we're trying our best to keep them, safe and protected, because we know they're going to some other people who are just as important. And so we have taken steps, and we've written up, kind of a basic protocol, just so that we're all doing the same thing consistently. And it is, of course, handling them with gloved hands. It is keeping them, in safe, dry containers. And then my whole process that, when I package it, the same thing, it's gloved, it's forensically sealed. So we're doing everything that we can to make sure that there's, little to no risk of contamination, so that when it gets to you all, that it's still a good quality product.
Absolutely. And this project is novel. That's for sure. And as I said, it spans across different continents, which is extraordinary. But the simplicity of it, I think, is really a key factor, because the environment in which these kits are going to be used, there are not a lot of resources, and the laboratories cannot afford to have 100 samples sent to them. So good quality samples with a swab that can not only be used for sexual offences, but even as a buccal sample, or even, to swab the skin, shows that it actually is multifactorial, which is key.
Yeah.
But when we speak about the other continent, the missing continent, it's an island. It's actually the UK, and there's an amazing Professor Lisa Smith, and she has a research arm that's going to be connected to this. I mean, in your opinion, why do you think the research, which is really tracking from collection to analysis, what the quality of the sample is going to be, why do you think that's important from a survivor-centered approach to this project?
Yes. So the reason I think that it's so important is that it's going to tell us a lot. We can do this with the best of intentions. We know that we have confidence that we're sending, good, clean, quality products to you all. But if we don't know what's happening on the back end, if we're not tracking these specific kits, and we don't know if there's contamination, or we don't know if there is any issues on the back end, then that doesn't allow us to course correct. That doesn't allow us to fix any issues that are coming up on the back end. And we want this to be successful for our survivors, because it has so much more to do, even just with that one moment of an exam happening and evidence collection taking place. When these are good quality swabs, good evidence is collected, that then goes to the crime lab, who has a good sample to get good results. That goes then to the legal arm, who then are able to have a good case. And a lot of times when these survivors get justice, and when they see somebody convicted or standing responsible for what they did to them, that helps with healing, and that helps with closure, and that helps them, it empowers them, and it gives other survivors as well, the strength to think, I can come forward. This is going to work. This is going to help me.
Yes.
And if we don't know the whole process and how it's working and where we need to fix, or have some minor tweaks, then we can keep doing what we're doing on the front end, and that's great. But if we're not doing the right thing, if we're not fixing the process, then we're just kind of going to be spinning our wheels, and it's not going to be beneficial to the survivors.
Absolutely. I think survivor confidence in the justice system, which is often through seeing that it works, and that a good quality sample, rubbish in, rubbish out, but good quality sample in, good quality out, means it can be utilized in the justice system. And this certainly will be something that, the most important thing, I think, from my perspective, is that if it can be emulated, if it's successful, this is a project that we could implement in many other regions. I mean, currently we are in Zambia, and we have an amazing partner, Innocent Makasa, who's the head of the Zambian Forensic Science Laboratory there. And I know you've been working quite closely with him, because they've required some training, and which I know you're putting together on a video. But tell us a little bit about what you hope to get from this collaboration, and where they are at in terms of what you've given them, and what they actually have in hand right now.
Yes. So thankfully, Innocent has been a wonderful partner to work with, and a key to it is communication. He's been great at communicating what he needs, what he doesn't need, what's working, what's not, and that makes it very easy for me to give, to answer that call, to give him what he needs. And so they have thousands of items of supplies right now in their hands, and they are so ready to go. They're very, very ready in this process, which is fantastic. So we're not lagging behind. It's kind of just one step after another based on what they need, what I'm able to do over here in the United States. And so thankfully, due to technology, we're making it work pretty well. And so them having the supplies in hand is that was kind of the first big battle, right? Was getting it over there and getting it to them. And
Oh,
that
yeah.
has been successful. So now the next step being, we're going to do a very basic, simple training video. It is going to be medically trained people who are going to be doing the evidence collection, but just to kind of fine tune that a little bit, making sure that, that they've got the proper technique that we would be using over here and that works for them over in their environment. And so we're going to just be putting together just a simple video of how to collect the known DNA swabs, which is, the buccal swabs in the cheeks, and the vaginal swabs. And for right now, that's kind of where we're limiting it with the knowledge that we'll probably do more later, but we just want to get them started. They're very eager to start and they're very ready. So we don't want to hold them back.
Great. This is incredible. And it's not often that an idea, which was literally from a Zoom meeting during COVID, comes to the physical implementation of it. And as you say, we've managed to get those samples, which you've collected across several continents to get to where they are, and they're finally where they want to, where they need to be, rather.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we really are watching to see that end-to-end process, because if that's successful, it really talks to the future of this project. So what is the future of the project? Where do you see yourself going forward? Is this it? Is it a once-off case by case, or do you see that this has legs, and would you like to see it sort of growing in Africa?
Oh my gosh. I absolutely 100% see that this has legs. Anytime you and I have spoken to people about it, they react so strongly, and it's such a no-brainer. If these are items that we have that are still good and we find that this is successful and we're not having issues with it, it is so easy to replicate. It is so easy to replicate. And I would love to see this, grow across the world. I know that there's so many other regions that are underserved and could benefit from this. And I have interest from an organization that wants us to see what we can do for India. So,
Wow.
I mean, so the idea is just such a simple one that I think, us working through all of the bugs and figuring out what's working and what's not, I think is fantastic now, because if it works, it's so easy to replicate. I think it's such a beautiful, simple idea it's such a simple idea that has so much impact. And it's not like we're asking for big, huge, expensive kits. These are simple items that are so versatile. As you said, we can use one swab to swab anything on a body. And so I would love to see it grow. And I think it has such great potential to grow. And I would love to, to expand into doing, more of the education, for any regions that need that support, that need the help with training, because it all matters, right? The supplies are very important, but if there's not trained people that are doing good evidence collection on that end and giving good survivor and trauma focused care, because that matters as well. This is, them having the courage to come forward for an exam, and how that exam goes, we know that it sets the tone for their entire healing. And we know that these swabs will matter as they go through the entire criminal justice system. So I think it has so much potential, and I think there's so many people who are excited and who want to be involved that I don't think that we would struggle to make it very successful.
Absolutely. So obviously, we hope that through this short video that we're going to attract not so much more interest, but the support,
Mhm.
and to share the
Mhm.
potential going forward. I know that there are many hospitals that have approached you, that have approached me, that want to be involved. I hope other regions in Africa are watching this space so that we can, as you say, emulate this in other regions where these items will simply land up in landfill, and where there's such a great need
Yes.
in under-resourced regions within Africa. So on the DNA for Africa website, we have a specific page that if you scroll down, it's the Global Sac Donation Project. But you've also opened an Instagram account where you are hoping to post more information as the journey continues. So why don't you share that with us,
Yeah.
and maybe let us know if there's any type of support that you require, or if there's anything else that anybody can do who might be watching.
So we have Instagram and we have Facebook, and it's just Global Sac Donation Project, and you can see what we're up to, and as we're growing and changing, and we're sharing all of our information as well as you are as well, which the page that you have is wonderful to share information. Definitely email me. My contact information is there. You can reach me through social media, and I'm happy to to talk. We have a lot of interest right now. I think we are still in pilot phase. So so we're kind of still just trying to see how things are going to work with this first step. But please stay tuned and keep an eye on us, and we'll definitely share ways that we need support as we continue to grow.
Fantastic. Well, that's a wrap, and it's so amazing working with you, Jennifer. You're so passionate, you're so committed, and it just shows that through collaboration, through networking, through believing in a project together, that distance doesn't make any difference, and that I think that's what does make a difference is the willingness to affect change and actually follow it through. So thank you so much for all the incredible work that you've done on the ground. I cannot tell you how much I'm looking forward to meeting you in person. And I'm sure that many people are going to be following this journey, and maybe in a year's time, we can report back and show the many more milestones that we've achieved. So thank
That
you
would
so
be
much.
amazing. And thank you so much. I wouldn't be here without you and your support. So I appreciate everything that you guys do daily in addition to supporting this project. So thank you so much.
And if you're watching this, please follow us at dnaforafrica.com or Global Sac Donation Project on Instagram and Facebook. And as Jennifer says, reach out to either one of us if there's any other support that you wish to give to us. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yay, that's it. Let me stop the recording.
Okay.
Yay, we did it.
Oh my gosh. I was so